we never really knew just exactly who he was.
Personally, seeing these changes come about was heartbreaking. I had worked once so hard for this server, and seeing Bragov do the changes he was hurt me in a way you could never imagine. I really thought these changes were once for the best, but now I realize that he simply manipulated me into believing they were for the better. But now all I see was that he was just a cunt who just used us and threw us away when we weren't useful anymore to him. He did it with Tsedenbal, Ivan, Jameson, and anyone else you could possibly think of.
The voice you just heard was a man who goes by screen name Dinobop. Dinobop, who had served under a Discord server for 3 years, had recently been deposed by the owner, for no rightful reason. But why? Let's take this back 23 years. Alexander K. Bragov, or his pseudonym Nati, as he is commonly known as, was born somewhere in Russia, although we're not sure exactly where. As a child, he was an unruly boy, citing himself that at the age of 12, he had already fallen to alcoholism. Not much else is known about the circumstances of this mysterious man's youth, but that is more common than not. The man is so mysterious that we don't even know who he is. Sometime in December of 2019, a woman whose name has been lost to time joined a certain Discord server entitled the Soviet Union. This server fell into the category of certain mock government Discord servers that was taking the platform by storm at the time. It was pioneered by a man who called himself Joseph Karakov, or by screen name Glorious Karakov. This woman, as I've mentioned earlier, who joined, worked her way up the ranks of the mock government quickly, and when Karakov decided it was his time to leave, she was, without second thought, given reins of the server. Curiously, though, months later, she began to groom her supposed brother for leadership, and as soon as the reins were again passed over, this time to her Alexander Bragov, the woman's activity suddenly ceased.
And from what she told me, from what she told us, she was a police officer in LA at the time, and she didn't have time for Discord anymore, so she was passing the server on to her brother. I mean, nothing suspicious about that at all. I mean, we didn't suspect anything at all, but...
Alexander K. Bragov, new leader of the Soviet Union, continued to lead with the same doctrines and behaviors as his sister had before him, almost no noticeable change at all. One thing he did to make a name for himself, though, he loved to change his and his server's identity at a whim.
In hindsight, looking back, it's easy just to tell what he was, a multi-personality disorder patient. But of course, nobody was thinking about that while they were working for him.
Every word that Ralph Connors said is correct. Nati was, very demonstrably so, a severe sufferer of multi-personality disorder. From his time in office, he has changed the server to the Russian Federation, Eastern Europe, a strange, modernized version of the Soviet Union, and, worst of all, a Ukraine server, directly ripping off his Ukrainian friend, Artem Kizilov, who leads his own Ukrainian Discord server.
Before all this happened, we were very good friends. I guess that was all fake though, as he ripped a part of my Ukraine server and quickly removed me from any contact with him.
Not only has he changed his server's identity, but Nati has himself changed his identity to a Russian pseudo-celebrity, has had multiple female alt accounts, has taken on the identities of Vladimir Putin, Volodymyr Zelensky, albeit for these two under a different name, an unnamed group of Russian oligarchs, and countless others. All of these things being telltale signs of multi-personality disorder. For now, we believe this proves the question that we have been asking ourselves. Who is Nati? This documentary is far from finished, but we need people to step forward and submit interviews. Please, we are begging you. But until then, my little brothers, do svidanye and sayonara.
hear the train a-comin', it's rollin' around a bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a-rollin' on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head